Here we go. We're coming.
Woo! Is that say live in the corner? Let
Sure
me
does.
let me set let me set the stage for you, Sheriff. The smoke flooding through the tunnel, the blue and yellow lights flickering behind you. You look
Yes.
through your face mask, teammates sweating, juiced, lots of yelling, crowd amplified through the stadium. They yell your name over the loudspeakers. Quarterback, Los Angeles Rams, Matthew Stafford. You are Matthew Stafford taking the field.
All right.
Wild card weekend Monday night against the Minnesota Vikings. I am Big Tuna. This is Sheriff Joe Bags, and welcome. What are we doing here today, Sheriff?
Dude, we're doing Tuna and the Sheriff, man. Episode 1, man. We're starting this every Tuesday, so you can hop on with us all the time. Tuna's YouTube channel, my Facebook channel. That's where you can keep on with us, and we're gonna be rocking this. As far as scheduling goes, and where and how deep into the off season and stuff like that. Hey, dude, we're wide open, man. So we're ready to roll. Tuesdays, bringing it into your life, and of course, we do have the Rams still playing football games, which is great news for us. So of course, be
Thank
hitting
God.
that. But once the Rams are out, man, we'll be talking the rest of the league as well. So hopefully, we get a preview of the Rams playing in the Super Bowl here in a few weeks, and then we can talk about the rest of the league. You know.
Well, then at that point, I mean, we have to figure out flights to New Orleans and just
It's gonna
talk to
be
my publicist. Such a nightmare.
such a pain, man. Why? Why is it gotta be us all the time?
No, man, it's I mean, amongst it's not Black Monday yet for coaches, right? Amongst all the other BS that's happening for non-playoff teams, you gotta sit there and think, man. Like, what did what did Jim Harbaugh say? Who's got it better than us?
Nobody, man. Yeah. Yeah, that's really nice not being in those conversations, by the way, for head coaches, man. That's I'm glad that like the last time that we've done it, there was a lot of names that we were talking to. We've settled on ours, and I don't know. I mean, obviously we're back into the playoffs, so I think it's working, you know. I like to
I
think
don't
so.
want lifetime contract for McVay, man. I'm always gonna be like I am a self-proclaimed McVay apologist, even when times are hard, even when the offense can't score points. I feel like it's always for a rhyme or reason. And we're going to see it Monday. I know the offense has been a little, I think that's the biggest point of contention for a lot of people right now is the offense slow starts.
Yeah.
I don't know where you really want to start with this game, but I mean, I'll just ask you the question. How do you think they get off to a hot start like they did against Minnesota? I think that was one of the few times this season they did get off to a hot start. Like Stafford and Darnold were just slinging it. Like I thought it was gonna be like 50-60,
I
like
mean,
that
it was
Kansas
on.
City game. It was getting crazy.
Yeah, we were on pace for it, man. Both teams scoring touchdowns on their first two drives. So obviously, we were sitting 14-14, and then the Rams started to kind of take off, especially on the defensive side, which was nice. But I would say I do expect something similar this week. I think that the Rams offense specifically has been a little bit on purpose pulled back in the last however many weeks. And I don't want to
Yeah.
say that, you know, Sean McVay is not doing stuff because he knew we were going to the playoffs or anything like that. There was definitely some games in there where we didn't know yet that we were going to the playoffs. But that Bills game was the last time we saw like extensive jet sweeps and stuff like that. And just some more Rams, you know, staples, Rams offensive staples that we haven't seen since that Buffalo game. So I do anticipate that we'll see a little bit faster start. I'm just hoping that the defense also starts fast and not let, you know, Minnesota just go down those first two drives and score touchdowns. I think that would be a very big plus for the defense and just the youth on the defense in getting them rolling to shut down this offense early. I think would be huge. And I think that last week the Detroit Lions gave us a great, you know, game plan, a little template to get to Darnold and slow down that offense, which is getting his face, man, because he's still Sam Darnold, and when he gets pressured, we see that he's still Sam Darnold. So I'm looking for that, man.
So I saw a comment on Twitter and it brought back flashbacks, man. Remember he was saying he was seeing ghosts
Yeah,
in New York? I was like,
yeah,
oh my God, that seems like such a lie. I forgot that happened.
yeah.
And
That was
that
fun.
no, it's going to be up to those guys. I mean, going to be defensive rookie of the year. You got Jared Verse. Byron Young is like the fourth name on the list that gets talked about with this D line, and he
Yeah,
is phenomenal to his own accord. Kobe Turner, Braden Fisk, that's the key. Love the rest of the defense. Like I'm a huge Quentin Lake fan, but it
yeah,
really is going to be those 4, 5 if you include Bobby Brown. They're going to win the game on defense because you still got everybody else is young. It's kind of patch meal with John Johnson being out. You got 2 rookies starting in the secondary. Witherspoon, he's been playing great lately, but he's still, a free agent signing, still probably figuring things out too. Not maybe not playing his best football yet. It's going to be up to the front seven, man. Got to get after it. I think the one thing that scares me with our defense, though, is you can have the perfect play call. You can have everyone playing their best football. When you have a game breaker like Justin Jefferson, you just got to show respect. Like that's just, there's like 5 guys in the world that have that talent, and they're few and far between, man. That's the only part that scares me. But yeah, you're right. Detroit gave us the blueprint. Just get after Sam Darnold. You imagine a game where the first quarter come out hot, 14-0 Rams into the first quarter, just lights out.
I'll be fired up, man. If the Rams start fast, I feel pretty good about this game, actually. Yeah, man. And you're absolutely right, especially on the defense. That front is going to be big for this game, man. And I like the guys that we've got up there. I think that we did a good job getting after it in our first game against the Vikings, but also that was a very different team that we were looking at back then from our perspective. So, yeah, I'm definitely interested to see what this defense comes out looking like. And John Johnson, who you mentioned, it's nice to get him designated to return, man. I know that. Getting that news today was pretty nice. He was one of the better safeties in the NFL before he got hurt, man. So getting him back on the football field is definitely good news for the Rams. I know that McVay wants to keep on telling us, we're a better football team when John Johnson and Troy Reeder are on the football field. I halfway agree with that statement, man. But I'm really excited that the decision that we made has been the decision that was made. If you get what I'm saying here, man.
No, I've thrown my bit of shit at the Troy Reeder wall. I'm guilty, and I'll go on air and I'll say it. I did it to Roseboom too, and ever since Spates has come in, and they've taken time. The whole defense has progressed since week 5 or 6 for a number of reasons, and you got to give credit where credit's due. Roseboom has played pretty good the last back half of the season, and I was one of the loudest voices of saying, "Hey, get him off the field." Yeah. My bad, dog. My bad. You've been playing great. I'll shut the fuck up. You're right. My bad. But I'm not gonna sit here and just say things into the void and then not retract them when I'm wrong. Fair. I was completely wrong. He's playing a lot better. I think they were just getting a bulk of the crap just from the defense, because you really don't know who's missing assignments. You got a rookie defensive coordinator. Everyone's not playing their best yet. And I like the fact, I know it can be looked at as just talking about the defense, as a negative trait that they're so young, but there's a positive in that too, that because they're so young, they don't know the pressure. It's they're kind of ignorant to the lights. They don't really care about the pressure. They don't really know yet. They're so wrapped up in just playing 100 miles an hour that plays in your favor. Mm-hmm. Dude, they could be lights out in the playoffs.
They really might be. And let's also not forget that this defense has been playing really good football. I know that we can look at last week and say they gave up, the 30 to Seattle, but before that, 3 straight games of single digits. And yeah, we look at those opponents and maybe they aren't the best, but these are still NFL teams. And to hold an NFL team to less than 10 is wildly impressive. This defense has been flying around, man. And Roseboom, I think I was the only one there for a bit that was no, this is my guy. I've liked Roseboom the whole time. But also I just felt how he's playing today is just how I've always felt like he could play. You know what I mean? So getting him into that rhythm now, I think it's obviously good to see. Spates coming in, I think helped Roseboom just play a little bit more free. And just kind of, he had to be the guy. I don't know I can't remember the example I used. Oh yeah, it was a work thing of my last job that I had. There's 2 coworkers that I had. One of them was always calm no matter the situation. The other one always stressed out and always had panic attacks and stuff. I liked working with either of them because when I was working with the calm dude, I knew that everything was going to be fine because he was going to remain calm the whole time. And then when I was working with the person who would get anxious, I knew I had to be the calm one. So it kept me in line because it's we can't both panic, So I think that's kind of how Roseboom has been playing in the defense of having Reeder, an experienced guy next to him, that's one way to kind of handle the defense. But then you get a undrafted rookie next to you. You're the guy now. You're the leader of that grouping. So I think there's something to be said about that for Roseboom. And the way that he's playing, man, I'm fired up about it going into the playoffs. And then, like you said, like they really might be lights out in these playoffs. We didn't have Darius Williams for a good chunk of the year. We didn't have Witherspoon for a good chunk of the year. We get, I mean, overall, just more experience with where these guys are at in their careers now. You're almost hard pressed to call guys a rookie at this point of their careers. They've played enough NFL games. They know what they're doing now. Like Jared Verse, yeah, he's in his first season, but he's like really not a rookie anymore. He's got plenty of playing time in the NFL to get it rolling, man. And I'm pumped to see what this defense does, especially against this Vikings offense, which I think is you're able to get them. They can get got, and we definitely have the players to be able to do that.
It's oh man, you just reminded me of a point too. I totally forgot what I was gonna say. Oh no, so my girlfriend actually asked me, like, why does it matter? Like, why do guys get better through the season? Like if you're not playing well, even if you're like struggling in practice and in games, why does it matter that like you need the season to gel, especially with the rookie like defensive coordinator? She didn't ask the coordinator part, but I'm throwing that in. It's not even so much like the adjustments made. Like I don't really think it works that way. I think it's just a comfortability factor. Like so many of these guys are like leaders, captains, or second year guys, third year guys. It takes time under a new system, somewhat new system, and with a lot of fresh faces, not even to like know your assignments, but to understand the assignments and the guy next to you, like you're talking about. You got one calm guy, one stressed out guy, knowing what their tendencies are. So that way, like, okay, I've done this for 8 games now, 12 games now. I know how my boy is going to react. I know what he's going to do. So much to a point, I can now stop thinking and just go play and just fly 100 miles an hour. Like, I know what I got. I know exactly what he's going to do. I think it just took a lot of time for those guys to do that. Are they perfect? No. But I think there's so much talent on that side and so much buy-in to whatever the hell they're doing under Shula and McVay, obviously, that they're just going to figure out how to try to win games. And they've done it through the season. Even as early as the Raiders game, I know they're awful. You still got to beat awful teams. Yeah, I just think it's interesting how they've gotten better over the course of the season.
Well, it's an interesting point too, because I mean, like you said, like getting that continuity and knowing what that guy is going to do next to you. I mean, you point to Verse and Fisk for that exact situation, that they were able to come in week 2, 3. We were seeing them do stuff where it was like, oh man, no, they really are. Like they know what they're doing next to each other, which is obviously great news. And we've also seen that kind of translate now on the other side of the football on the offensive line. Now getting all those guys healthy, we're starting to see that continuity and just knowing that situation up front now. And I think that's really a big part of why Bo Limmer really stuck at the center position. Because, do I think that Jonah Jackson is a more talented player? Yes, I do. But I also think that in our situation, in the whole way that this year happened, Bo Limmer is the best guy for our center spot. I think that he's less talented than Jonah Jackson. Jonah Jackson, I think, is a very good player. Also, Jonah came in and was hurt, and then he played rough when he got back in, so that helped Bo Limmer as well. But Bo working right next to Kevin Dotson all season. I think that continuity has been awesome. Obviously, Steve Avila coming back in at left guard, that continuity has been great. And then our tackles are just, I mean, those guys are vets. Those guys are pros. So I think they would do a lot of good no matter what. But yeah, to your point on that, everybody kind of getting used to each other, I think we're seeing that now on the offensive side too, just not yet with the weapons, because it does feel like there's a little bit of offness with the Stafford to 10 and 17 connection.
Man, I'll bring it up. I think shout out to, I think it's Rams Up podcast. I think that's what it's called. I'll go back and edit if I have to. But he made a comment that after the Seattle game, because of how explosive and how like just fiery Jordan Whittington was, that you can make an argument that, hey, he should be in, if not more, there should be more designated plays for him rather than Kupp in certain situations. My initial argument is scenario. Like, obviously, he's playing the Puka Nacua role in Week 18, so he's getting a lot of those calls or scheming stuff up for him. And I just think there's a skill set that Kupp still has that no, you can't really teach and replicate with skill. It's a familiarity with Stafford. It's just the understanding, like you have a second quarterback on the field with Kupp. But with that, it did make me start thinking of like, I won't bring up my bigger theory, but it is the regression with Cup like worry you? Because he's been kind of like put on the back burner with Puka just shining. Do you think that there's anything there, or is it just maybe just part of the way the games have gone?
And maybe it's me and being the kind of fan that I am, but no, I'm not worried at all. I think that Cooper Cup is still one of the top players in the league. I think that stats obviously don't necessarily reflect that, but I mean, you can't just take somebody like Cooper Cup and then put in Tutu or Jordan or somebody like that and have it be the same play, even if the ball's not going there. I think the attention that he commands from other players, I think that overall in your defensive scheme, you are keeping your eyes on both 10 and 17. And I think you take out 10 in that and put a 5 or a 15 even, stuff like that in there. I think that those are good players. I don't dislike those players at all, but they're not to the level of Cooper Cup. I saw the comment that you're referring to from I'm blanking on names right now, but yeah, that he said that like, hey, Cooper
Sorry.
Cup, he needs to get like Whittington and Atwell and Robinson need to play above Cup, and I just disagree with that. And I think that he's probably paying a little too close. And I wish that he was here right now and like could like kind of offer up more of his perspective on it, because all we have is like a tweet that we're kind of referring to and responding back to. But no, I think that Cooper Cup, I mean, the experience that he has, the kind of person that he is, you said it best. He's like having a second quarterback on the field. The leadership that he brings, I think all of those things together. I disagree. I just don't think you can start any of those guys over Cooper Cup. I'd be really surprised if that were to happen.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. It's not the same. It's not the same play calling. It's not the same offense. I'm hoping the week off. I think with his lingering issues, and it sucks just because he missed part last year, missed part of this year. Who knows if he's 100% healthy ever? Just like any NFL player, man. Like you ask any player in week 17, are you healthy? The answer is no. Fuck no, I'm hurt. Everyone's hurt. But I'm really hoping the week off, like you got about 13 days between games for those guys, especially Stafford. The way it comes down to it, regardless of how you feel on either side, if you believe in this team as much as I do and as much as I know you do, they just need 4 great games. Just play 4 good games. That's it. And you can figure out your career afterwards.
Well, yeah. Well, and also, I think I also take it from this perspective too, that like I understand what he's saying by saying like, hey, these guys are producing, Cooper Cup's not producing that much or anything. But also, I mean, it's a fun thought project to kind of talk about and stuff like that. But simple fact is Cooper Cup was sat last week because of who he is. Like we can have this conversation and say like, yeah, Jordan Whittington should start over Cooper Cup, but he's not going to, so it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Yeah. Cooper Cup's still that guy. He's still the top receiver. Well, I mean, Puka's really the top receiver now, but he's still that guy. He still got sat last week so that we could have him healthy for these games. Those guys all played last week. That tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, I would like to, in that same thought though, I would like to see kind of how they open up the playbook a little bit more. I know they want to get like Robinson involved. I know Tutu Atwell is always in the forefront of their mind. They love Tutu. But trying to get them in the mix when it's almost like he's conflicted. Like it's like, hey, do you want to go 12 personnel and run it 30 times? Or do you want Stafford to drop back there and just, dice it around everyone gets 8 targets? It's what's edge of the sword do you want to lose by? I don't know, man. I believe in this team. Like we can look past the Vikings. I don't care who's next. You got to go through everybody. What did McVay say? Respect all, but fear none.
Yeah.
They've been there. They went and got it done 3 years ago. You got to go through everybody. I think they have the talent to do it because I think they can do it multiple ways. As long as the offense can operate efficiently coming out the gate and not wait until right before halftime to start piecing together drives. Because teams are too good now. You'll be down 14-0 before you even get in the red zone. Really would like to see them put together 4 great games and go win a title. I think they can handle Minnesota no problem. Or not no problem, but they could be a really good game.
I agree. I think that this is what I'll say about it, because obviously anybody can win these games. You're in it, you can win it. It's one time. You only need one win. You know what I mean? Like That's it. So, yeah, obviously anything can happen here. I will say I like our matchup with Minnesota. I think that we
Oh
match up
yeah,
well against Minnesota. In fact, of all the teams in the NFC, I wanted Minnesota the most first round because I feel like we match up the best with them to start. And then after that, obviously, I mean, like you said, if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. And in order to beat the best, you need to play the best. So bring them all on, man. I don't care. Because if we lose, then whatever, right? We weren't the best. Then
yeah.
okay, so I mean that's not that big of a deal, I guess. But yeah, I think that ultimately, though, the best part about the playoffs is you can take everything that has happened in the regular season, even in recent weeks. Like we have a comment here off to the side from Nick talking about how Stafford threw under 200 yards the last 3 games, but that doesn't matter now because if he goes off for 450, no one's going to be like, yeah, but in week 16 he only threw for like 181. No one cares at that point anymore. So it's like you can take those, throw out all your rankings, throw out all your regular season stuff. It doesn't matter anymore. You got one game to go beat the Vikings, and we get to try to do that on Monday Night Football. And we got guys who are experienced in playing some good playoff football. So I'm excited about it. But Nick's question here, by the way, I'll kind of pull it up here. He said, with the under 200 the last 3 games, how do you expect Puka and Cooper both to put up numbers? I'll go ahead and open this, but I don't necessarily expect them or need them either to put up numbers. I just have more points than Minnesota at the end of the game. I don't care if Puka's got 1 catch and Cooper's got 0. As long as we got more points, I don't really care, man. But what do you think about that one?
Kind of got 2 answers to that. One, if we're just looking at the last 4 games, like, yeah, absolutely. Like, it looks statistically like, yeah, don't have him on your fantasy team because you probably lost in the playoffs if you did.
Sure did. Yeah.
But after the Buffalo game, you got to look at, I mean, we can make excuses or you can look at it as reasons why things happen. Game plan in San Francisco, but you can't pass the ball. It just wasn't going to happen. The weather just was not allowing it. All the way East Coast game, you can say it doesn't matter. It's an early morning game on the East Coast after a tough division game.
Yeah.
Tough turnaround. That the defense traveled well. Thank God the run game traveled well. Because if you look at before and after for both those teams, the Niners and the Jets, they scored points on either side of the times they faced us, just not when they faced us.
Yep.
So defense kind of bought us out a little bit. And then you get the Cardinals game. It's hard for me to put a lot of stock into the divisional matchups. They know you really well. They're flying around, playing rough. Are they off and are they not playing the best they can? That's 100%. Like Nick is totally right in that aspect. But I think on the other side of that coin, guys know how to turn it on when they need to. I don't know if they were playing cute with their play calling and kind of like it's great tinfoil theory, and I'm like halfway bought into it. Like I'm convincing myself every day more and more that are they being low reserved? Because when it comes down to it, I only know like 2 other quarterbacks in the league in these playoffs that, hey, there's 5 minutes left. We're still down by 8 points. Go toss the ball all the way down this drive and go score. Stafford, Mahomes, Josh Allen now, and I'll throw Lamar Jackson in there just because obviously he should be winning MVP. But yeah, those 4 quarterbacks I'm trusting, and only one of those is in NFC. Yeah, if Stafford and the Cup need to turn it on for a drive, I'm 1,000% trusting them to do so. So
I absolutely,
yeah.
I think that, I mean, if we needed, like, there's not a lot of trios that I would take in most situations. If you need to go down the football field and score, first of all, I love our line. I like that we can protect. Stafford doesn't get put down very often. We've seen those numbers. They've been awesome. But trio-wise, man, I don't know how many others I would take over Stafford, Puka, and Cooper to go down the field. I just don't know, man. And then also, this was another thing I was thinking about earlier earlier today, that we didn't have a 5,000-yard passer this year. So it's like the passing stuff. I know that we're like an explosive league, we're a passing league and all that stuff, but it's like, I mean, Drew Brees used to put up 5K passing seasons just because he got out of bed. You know what I mean? We didn't even see any this year. So it's like, and we have an extra game. Yeah, we have an extra game, and we're not seeing 5K. And like, Burrow had 49-18, Goff had 46-29, and then it's 4,500 and down after that. So, I mean, it's not. I think that a lot of people are looking at the passing attack for the Rams, saying like, "Oh, it's down this year," and it's like, well, it's kind of down league wide. And the fact that we can still get the ground game rolling with Kyron and stuff, I mean, I feel okay about it, man. So I don't
He's still at
necessarily feel like I'm not.
3,700 yards.
What's that?
He's still at 3,700 yards, and his receivers for like a month.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm president of the Xavier Smith fan club, but in reality, he's relying on wide receivers 4 through 6.
Yeah.
Where any other team, that's like step one for, hey, your quarterback's getting traded. Hey, your coach is in the hot seat. Yet somehow the Rams are winning the division. So it goes deeper than the stats. Like you said it best, don't really care about the numbers. This isn't how this team dynamic really is. Same as the defense. Don't really care about numbers. Just go win games. And they just know how to squeak by and win games. And doesn't matter if you win by 40 or by 4, a Super Bowl ring is a Super Bowl ring.
Well, yeah, and that's just it, man. And I mean, I think that ultimately I just kind of I look at some of the ways that we've won games and like ending with like interceptions in the red zone and stuff where it's like they're going all the way down on us and then they're like we end it in some crazy fashion and stuff. So yeah, man, just get points. That is the stat that you know, have more points than the other team. I don't care what else you do, but obviously, I mean, there's a lot of moving pieces that go into it all, and we would love Puka and Cooper to both go off, but yeah, just get more points. I don't care because Demarcus Robinson had 2 touchdowns on Minnesota the first time we played him this year, man. So like the depth could be where it is this go around.
Wasn't that like his only 2? He had like 2 or 3 catches. It was just touchdowns that game.
Yeah, I think because it would
Higby back too. Yeah,
because he had 2 that week, and then I think 2 the next week, or was it the previous week? I don't know. He had back-to-back games where he had multiple touchdowns.
Yeah, here it is. 2 catches, 35 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Nice.
Yeah, Cup had 5 catches, 51 yards, 1 tud, and then Puka was doing a bulk of the deep shots, 7 receptions, 106 yards. That's kind of their dynamic. And then, mind you, we didn't get Higby back until about 2 weeks ago. He is almost an X factor, man. Just because he's going to put pressure underneath and short over the middle. I say he's just as trustworthy as Cup when it comes to you throw everything else out the window, throw the defense, throw the run game out the window. Sometimes in the playoffs, it's going to come down to, can your coach and quarterback go score a touchdown right now? Like, you have to have a touchdown. This team can do it. They have a full plethora of everybody back. Like, this is the healthiest I feel they've been all season. We have the coach and quarterback that 2 minutes, go score a touchdown and win the game, or got to have it type of moment. They can do that. And with Higby back, it adds just a different element to where everything's open. I don't really care about the stats the last few weeks. He can do it. Good. Matthew Stafford, we trust.
Dude, absolutely. And you kind of said it there too. Something I was going to go to next is a lot of times when I'm making my picks, or even if I'm just kind of going through making season picks, if I'm picking division winners, stuff like that, I always go for give me the best combo of coach quarterback. That's where my pick goes. And I don't care what day you ask me, what year you ask me. If you give me Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford, I'm going them to over Kevin O'Connell and Sam Darnold every single time. I'm not even thinking about it. There's no debates going on internally. I have my answer for you. It's Sean and Matthew.
Which I like. It's if the Rams we're eliminated, I'd be watching the Vikings because I want to see Darnold do well. Like, I love his story, and I know we're getting pressed on time here, so I want to end this way. Or one of the last things we do, I want to run real quickly. I want to hear your picks, not just for our game, but for the playoffs, first round.
Let's go.
All right, rapid fire. Don't think. I want your heart to pick these.
Okay.
Going to AFC first.
Okay.
Denver Broncos go to Buffalo. Who you got?
Buffalo.
You want to give me a score?
Ooh, okay. Score. Give me 31-13.
I got Buffalo 30-25.
Okay, yeah. I don't feel like Denver. Hey, look, I'm a Colorado boy. Denver's stadium is just up the road from me, man. I am thrilled for a lot of my homies out here that are Broncos fans, but they don't stand a chance going to Buffalo.
Hey, they didn't give us the chance either, but yeah,
that's true.
I got Josh Allen. This one will be exciting. I got a good buddy who's a Ravens fan. Pittsburgh going to Baltimore. Who you got?
I'm going Baltimore, although I will say I'm not overly confident in saying out loud that Mike Tomlin and the Steelers are going to lose, what, 5 straight? That just seems off. But, I
No.
mean, Baltimore's good, man. If I'm going to score prediction, though, give me that one tight. Give me 28-26.
You like that? I like Baltimore. I got 23-10. I think they're I think yeah, I'm with you on the Tomlin thing, but they're just struggling.
Well, division game, too, though, man. Third time
This
playing with this team? That's tough, dude.
Yeah. This one, I'm curious what you think of this one. Houston hosting Los Angeles Chargers. Harbaugh's rookie debut.
Yeah, give me the Chargers, actually. I don't think the Texans are playing that strong right now. And I think that the Chargers are here to I think that their purpose is to turn some heads here a little bit. So give me 30-20 Chargers.
Think so? I think they beat the hell out of the Texans.
Yeah.
I think that ends up like weird, like 38-17 Chargers.
All right, fair enough.
I think that Houston crowd goes home early. Chiefs on the bye. NFC first round. Start at the top. Eagles, number 2 seed, hosting Green Bay Packers.
I think Philly at home is just too strong. I think that Green Bay will put up a great fight, but I think that Philadelphia is going to make it a boring game. I think that they'll limit possessions and win this one something like 17-6. I don't think it'll be very exciting.
I have an upset alert here. I'm going Green Bay.
All right.
Purely off of bad juju of not letting Saquon at least try for the record. I think the football gods are going to be upset with them.
That's fair.
God loves Green Bay for some reason. I don't know why. I think they win in a tight one, like 27-26.
Hey, fair enough. I would love that because Philadelphia is like the only team I don't really want to see in the playoffs. That's like if we can avoid them, I'm cool with it, man. Because they're a boring team. They'll just run the ball, convert on third down, kill our drives and stuff. It'll be just, hey, I just don't want to deal with that.
I was also at our Philly game this year, and I'm still sore from that one.
Yeah.
Rams legend Baker Mayfield. They got the Washington Commanders. We got.
Dude, this one's a tough one. I'm really excited for this game because I think it'll be really, really good. But I think I'm going to go ahead and go Tampa. I think that the Baker and the boys will get it done. That's the one I think will be that tight game, like a 27-26, though, man. I feel like that one's going to be real snug. That's going to be some good football.
I got Baker as well. Like I said, big Baker fan, man. Just if you're a football dude, I'm going like 27-26 Tampa Bay. And then bring us home, baby. Rams, Vikings,
Dude,
Monday night. What's your prediction?
I'll be honest, and I'm not just saying this because I'm, sitting in front of all this Rams stuff, wearing all my Rams gear right now. But I think that ultimately, man, the Rams match up real well against Minnesota. I think that we saw that in the first matchup between these two teams on Thursday Night Football. I think that the Rams start a little bit stronger this time around. I feel good about this game, man. I really do. Obviously, those comments can always come back to bite you, and people are, you said you felt good about it, remember? Like stuff like that. But I think that I feel good saying 27-14 for the Rams.
Going back and forth on this. I'm going pure optimism because we're here.
Yeah.
I'm saying like 34-31. Like I want Hollywood. I want fireworks. I want excitement.
It's like Goff versus Minnesota a few years back. Was that Thursday Night Football? He went off.
It's all because we'll see you in 2 weeks. That comment I know has struck a lot of people. So I'm
and I think that a lot of because I thought that and I kind of just caught it kind of in passing. I wasn't really paying attention. I thought that Kevin O'Connell said that. It was Dan said that. So yeah, I don't know, man. That's an interesting little comment to throw in there. But also, I mean, what do you expect? What is he supposed to say there, man? It's like he's supposed to be like, yeah, too bad that's going to be definitely the last time we play this year. See you next year. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like it's just one of those comments. I don't think it actually meant anything. It's just one of those like, hey, I'll see you in a few weeks or whatever. Like we used to do. So we did that with Lions fans. I did that when I did my my week 1 episode with all the Lions fans I talked to. It was like, hey, see you guys in the NFC Championship game. Come on, like it's just I don't know.
It's like the Michael Jordan thing, and that's the last thing I'll say about it. It's like, even if you got to make up some shit to give you something to throw on the grease board in front of the team, they've seen it, and I guarantee you they bought into it. I
That's
guarantee
fair.
you.
And I wouldn't be surprised if there's, a McVay little comment in there where that's up on the whiteboard. He's like, hey, they think they're going, like it's like even the Lions think that we don't have a shot in this game. They think they're going to get Minnesota next week. So
I'm so excited, man. Yeah, I know we wanted to keep this short and sweet.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, we'll wrap up.
thank you for that because I don't like hearing my own voice. But I'll let you close us out. But yeah, we're definitely picking the Rams, and I am excited for Monday. Thank you for doing this, man. I'm super excited about Tuesdays. Like,
dude, absolutely, man. And
yeah.
anybody who wants to hang out with us, is it going to be Tuesdays, about the same time every single week, roughly. We'll kind of fluctuate. We do have like lives and things like that, and stuff that pops up. So forgive us for that. But every Tuesday, we're rocking well into the off season and all that. We'll be pretty Rams centric as long as the Rams are still playing. Once the Rams are out, we'll of course, we're big Rams fans. We'll of course be hitting that topic, but then we'll shift it a lot to the NFL. And again, that's going to be going in, leading us into the draft time and free agency, all that good stuff, man. So come hang out with us every Tuesday. I am Sheriff Joe Beggs. We got Tuna over here from First and Tuna, and yeah, man, we're super excited to get these going, man. To get these Tuna and the Sheriff episodes going. So join us 1 week from tonight for episode 2, as we'll just be chatting it up. Hopefully talking up a divisional round preview for the LA Rams, man. That's the plan. So Tuna, dude, thanks for hanging out, man.
Thank you, Sheriff. I'm sorry I don't have a deputy badge or anything, but you're in charge.
Hold on. Do I have one? Yeah, here. I'll give you one of these. Here. Yeah.
Oh, I don't have anything fish themed.
Dude, what are you doing? Come on.
No. I got a tuna back there.
Okay, fair enough. That'll work.
There we go.
Everybody, thanks for hanging out with us. Tuna, man, enjoy your night. And whoa, what the hell?
There you go.
What just happened? Can I do that again? What?
iPhone. Throw up a heart for me. Does it work? It should do it.
Does it do it?
Oh. Yeah! There we go. Love
All
Apple.
right, on that note, Tuna, hang out for a second, man. We'll get out of here, though, and thanks for hanging out, guys. Good night.